Hey everybody, welcome to Hills and Gills. Chuck here with you, and today we're going to be tying up another little spinner type jig. This is going to be for like a crappie, like this one right here. We're going to be going over the stuff that you need right here in a second. But what I done, I took the blade off of it, then I took some Scotch tape, and then I just laid back that little barrel head swivel that they come with right here on it, as you can see. And then I just tape it up there. To me, that makes it easier to work with when you're whip finishing, when you're working with the body and stuff. It won't be dangling around. When you get done, just flip that tape off, put your blade on, you're ready to go. Material that we're using on this today, you'll see a closer look at it as we're tying it. This is a black and blue type jig head. And we're going to be using a blue synthetic hair for the back of it. I got this off of Amazon. I believe it was Amazon. Got like 17 different colors in this. And you can tie Kazee jigs out of this here. And we're also going to be using, this is a blue pearl in the Polar Flash. I love using this stuff here. It's not that expensive. And this is what we're going to be building the body. So the hair's going to be on the back here. And then we're going to build the body up with this Polar Flash. And then I'll show you how I finish that body up and stuff as we go along. So let's get this little crappie jig tied up. Let's get with it. Okay, first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be laying down some black thread. This is an Abe I Do It. We're going to start right on the back of it right here. And we're just going to work our way down to about right where the tip of the hook starts on this sickle hook, as I call it here. And then we're going to go ahead and get this tie cut off. The first thing that we're going to be adding to this tie here is some of this blue synthetic hair. Now, it's not going to take much at all, just a small pinch. This is going to be a crappie type spinner jig here. So I'll just get a little small portion of this, and we can weed out the strays and all that when we want to get it cut and measured. So about right there is what we got. And you can stack this just like bucktail. So I'll take some of those longer fibers. There we go. And it's just going to take a small pinch of this right here to get this little crappie jig built here. So we want this to come back just past the bend of that hook right there, just to be able to cover the hook. So back about a quarter way off of it or so will work perfect on this. So we'll get him cut, get our thread set up here, and then let me measure him out one more time. That looks pretty good right there. So I'm just going to lay this right on the shank of that hook, kind of push it over it, and then I'm going to give him a couple loose wraps there. And then at this point I'm going to push forward, and I'm going to bring this around that shank. If there's any strays, that's fine. We can get rid of them when we want to get all this done here and get it set up. That looks pretty good. So I'll give him a couple more tight wraps, and then I'll brush him down here and get rid of some of these longer fibers off of that synthetic hair. Now at this point, I'm going to lay some tight wraps to it. Now the next thing we're going to be adding is some Polar Flash. It doesn't take much of this all because we're going to cut a longer piece and we're just going to wrap a body into this. There we go. Now the first thing we're going to do, we're just going to connect this right back there where that collar ends and that hair begins. So we'll give him some tight wraps there, locking him in. Then I just like doing a couple crisscrosses on him. And then I'm going to work my thread. Build that up a little, then I'm going to work my thread right back up behind that jig head. And now at this point, I'm just going to start wrapping. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to connect this. We're going to do a couple of crossovers on him. Just making sure he's locked in real good. And then at this point, this excess, we're just going to start trimming this off. And then we're going to build our collar up. Some tight wraps. There we go. And then we're going to get our whip finish. And we're going to do about 3 to 4 turns on it with the whip finish. Lock him in. There went the tape, but we're done with it. You can see that little swivel there popping around. And now at this point here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our UV resin. And we're just going to start right at the back. And we're just going to cover all of this body that we put on right up. We're going to cover all of that thread around that collar. And we're just going to spin him around and start building it up. It's going to give it a nice shiny look. Plus, it's going to protect all this material that we've got tied in here. Let me loosen my vise up a little here while I'm spinning. Now, when you once get the body built up, we got a couple strays here we can cut off when we once get done. If you got the rotary type vise, just start spinning it. That way it ain't going to make a big drip. And just start rotating around with your UV light. Well, guys, there you go. A nice little cheap way to turn one of these little spinner type jig heads into a killer crappie jig right there. You can use this for like trolling. You can also use it just casting out and reeling it straight in. This would be great also for like trout. And if you're fishing like streams and rivers, a nice little pattern for those smallmouth as well. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. We'd much appreciate that, guys. We got about 3 more ties coming down the road. Don't forget to check the last one out. Link will be in the description, and it'll be at the end of this video. So give us a try. I think you'll really like this pattern right here in your tackle box when you're out there chasing those slabs. Until next time, stay safe out there on the water. Happy jig tying, and we'll see you right back here in the next one. God bless.